The Roland V-40HD is a great mixer for webcasting, for church use, where you've got 4 or up to 12 sources that you're trying to mix in. Really, the value proposition on this mixer is the ability to take prosumer cameras that have HDMI out and route them into this mixer. Any of these sub $2,000 cameras from Sony, Panasonic, etc. use an HDMI output. They don't have HD SDI output. So to get the full digital signal, you've got to use HDMI, but most mixers can't accept that. This has 4 HDMI inputs. It has HDCP, which is the copy protection, to allow you to take copy protected input from Blu-ray, etc., run it through the mixer to copy protected displays and go ahead and display it. So it's very unique in that regard. The 4 inputs are accessible here on the A bus. Now, it looks very small because it only has 4 inputs, but each of the 4 inputs can accept an HDMI input, can accept an RGB component input, or a composite input. So really you have a matrix on each input. So you can have up to 12 simultaneously connected, and then you just simply press which one you want to take in those. So for instance here you can see we have 2 HDMI cameras, and then we have an HDMI copy protected signal from a Blu-ray coming in. Now this is standard with the V40, is that you have a quad viewer. So the output from the monitor shows you the 4 inputs, including the copy protected signal, which is fairly rare. Now you see this is a little jumpy because in order to display all 4 inputs in full resolution, it drops frames. So you've got half the frame rate or so you're getting a little bit of jumpiness, but that's fine. You still see the image that you're going to switch to. So I'll take and take input number 1 here, and input number 2 I've got on my B bus, the standard toggle type T-bar switch. Go ahead and bring that down, and you can see on my program monitor now, I've gone from A to B. So I went ahead and have this signal here. Now I'm going to fade down to there. Then on the A bus, I'll go ahead and select the C signal, bring it up, bring it back down, and I can go ahead and switch between them. Or I can do a hard take, or go to black. Right. Now the other thing I can do besides mix, this is a standard mix here, is I can do a cut, do an auto cut, like that. I can also do an effect, so I can do a wipe, and I have my transition time right there. I can do a horizontal wipe, I can do a vertical wipe. And then I also have wipes that I can pull up in the menu that are more of the diamond wipes, circle wipes, the other types of wipes. So you've got 4 inputs with scalars, which means that you can have, like I say, a variety of composite inputs. The output also has a scalar, so it will go ahead and take any of these various inputs and feed them out in a variety of outputs to match either a high definition display, a standard broadcast type display, standard NTSC signal, etc. You have downstream keying, so you can key in graphics, you can key in text if you'd like to. You have the ability to do picture-in-picture, so I'll set up a picture-in-picture here. And I just faded that picture-in-picture. You can see this camera is coming up. I can fade that out. I can fade that one in, so I have a moving background and then a still camera, so I can take the background of my DVD and go ahead and fade in a camera if I'd like. That's a nice effect. And I can also size it, and I can position it. So if I want to go ahead and say take an upper quarter here, I can do that. Away we go. Then I'll just fade right out of that. So the scaling will allow me to take the various inputs, position them, and size them. I also have a memory location here. So the memory will allow me to take the settings, the input settings, the rate settings that I have, and store them along with the mixes and wipes so I can have later recall. One of the really cool things about this is how it handles audio. The HDMI coming in, as you know, HDMI has audio embedded digitally in it. Because of this has all the HDCP copy protection and the HDMI processing, I can strip the audio out of that incoming stream, for instance on a DVD, and I can insert my own audio back in on an outgoing HDMI stream. That's a very cool thing you can do that comes in very handy when you do webcasting. You want to be able to strip the audio out and handle it separately. So the compact size, full featured, makes this perfect for a small church, medium-sized church, webcasting, a variety of applications, and it is multi-format, HDMI, component, composite, audio stripping, and HDCP copy protected. So the V-40HD, a great mixer to consider if you're doing webcasting, if you're doing internal image enhancement, if you're doing large screen video. Simply click the link below the video, ccisolutions.com, where you'll always get the best available price.